Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I have some sad news to announce tonight. It seems like it's over. The Snyder Cut fandom has officially become what it's sworn to never be. It's become the Fandom Menace 2.0. All of that and more here. Also with crapping more on Space Jam because, my God, that movie was terrible. Here tonight, Hollywood After Dark. Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? Welcome to the show, episode number 25 of the rebranded Hollywood After Dark. I mean, obviously there's been more episodes than that, but that, of course, is just kind of where we find ourselves on this Friday evening. It's been a weird day, especially for me. I'm not going to lie. I'll start off by talking about a bit of the fandom situation. Although, well, real quick, I do want to get to this H-Barts here super chat because it's very generous that he does this, my man. My main man says here, thought I would hang for a bit. Got to get some sleep before the party. H-Barts here, for those of you who are unaware, turns the big 21. That is always a fantastic coming of age moment. And I hope you would travel to your nearest strip club and also come of age. I just think that might be a better way to hang out the evening rather than, I don't know, with your parents. Get drunk. Get your wang rubbed. America. Anyway, thank you for that one too. Also, let's see, Shiny here, $5. Says, LOL, I feed on the rants. Gimme, 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 gimme. Dark Beast here says, I always want to talk with the boss baby. Goddamn right. Goddamn right. But real quick here, I haven't fully updated this yet. I'm sorry here, but my channel members want to give a shout out to the channel members. They're great people. They help keep the channel afloat. Obviously, you guys are pulling in the hard work. We did get a couple more people that I haven't added to the list yet, but don't worry, guys. Y'all in my hearts. Also, if you guys want to win this lifetime or this Life magazine, it's a physical magazine, 40 years, Raiders of the Lost Ark. You guys got about another 14 days. I'll be giving out at the end of the month. We got channel subs, channel members, and of course, super chats. We'll get you guys in on the mix on that one. So there we go on that. There's my shilling out of the way. But here's the thing. Here's the thing with where I'm standing on the whole situation with the Snyder Cut. Earlier today, I tweeted out that I have muted on Twitter most of the hashtags relating to the Snyder Cut. I've just muted the hashtags. And the reason why I've muted the hashtags is because I'm just fucking done. I'm done with the accusations. I'm done with the bullying. I'm done with the inherent crybabies. I'm done with the overly entitled, mega sensitive children. I was actually called a pedophile this morning by someone who was trying to attack me because I was defending James Gunn. Now, let me be clear. What James Gunn tweeted back in 2011 was really really dumb. It was really stupid. But they were jokes. They were bad jokes. They were inappropriate jokes. They were just not funny in the slightest. But he has apologized for that humor, and he has made amends. He's done better with himself in order to be that particular way. But it doesn't matter to Snyder Cut fans who are upset that his movie comes out here very soon and the Ayer cut is still, mum's the word. Never mind the fact that Ann Sarnoff, who is, Toby Emmerich's boss and oversees a lot of that stuff for HBO Max, did say in March that they are not actively developing the Ayer cut, although they should. But because the Suicide Squad has now been screened and the critics seem to like it, there are a certain contingent of diehard Zack Snyder fans that are furious at anyone out there who is supportive of James Gunn and his movie and what's coming from that, whether it's Peacemaker or whatever other kind of spinoff might come from it. And quite frankly, that is wrong. That is wrong, and that is stupid, and it's ridiculous, and just, you know what? It's retarded. You know what I mean? It's retarded. That's what it is. To sit there and label anyone who, is saying like, because there's this particular person was also going around trying to claim that James Gunn was one of the people that traveled to Jeffrey Epstein's island. Yet there's absolutely no evidence to suggest that whatsoever. But that doesn't stop this person and other people from spreading that misinformation, further trying to demonize a man who 3 years ago nearly lost everything. There's a guy tonight who was trying to say that it was literally all part of the plan. That those particular Twitters, those tweets had been leaked out at the appropriate time to cause a backlash, so Disney would have no choice but to fire James Gunn in order to send him over to DC to act as an insurgent in order to, create subterfuge and sabotage the DC films going forward. This is the kind of crap. This is the kind of crap that is going on. And I'm just fucking done. I like Zack Snyder. I love his movies. I'm looking forward to Rebel Moon. I'm looking forward to the Army of the Dead verse, as well as Twilight of the Gods. But these people, their entire existence is predicated on getting clout from dick sucking this fan base. And I understand getting clout on social media is a nice thing. It feels good to be validated, but after a while it becomes like an addiction. And that addiction ends up turning into a very large problem when you are always trying to find something to get the fuck mad about. Being mad at James Gunn because he has spoken positively of his experience with Warner Brothers is, to go back to an earlier term I used, retarded. You are dumb if you do that. You are deficient if you do that. But this is the ideology that has been spread, the belief that has been spread. It has turned from a fan movement into getting a movie released into a full-blown toxic ideology. And it's spreading. It's spreading. And I've been talking about this for a while. I don't want to use the term cult. I don't want to use that term. I don't like that term. Predominantly because if I do, then it would prove two idiot chuckle fucks right. And I don't want to give them anything. But the reality is, you know what? They're close. I don't know what another term might be for it, but they're close. Because if you're literally mad that Warner Brothers decided to go another direction and hire a director who had been disgraced at his previous job in order to come in probably for the cheap and make a movie his way at a time of a regime change, and you're mad at the director, you're an idiot. I'm just saying, it's all QAnon at this point. You know, you guys are gonna start wearing like James Gunn truther shirts or some shit like that. You know, like it is the most ridiculous nonsense. And it's spreading and it's growing, and there are people out there that are like actively pushing it. And again, you know, a lot of the thought leaders, influencers, they haven't said a thing, and they're not going to. They're just not going to, because why would they? You know, what do they have to lose by, speaking out? Quite a bit. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It really is. It really is unfortunate. But here we are. And I've called this sort of thing happening for a while. You know? I really have. Because it's not hard to see what happens in these situations when there's no movement. People start turning and turning and turning. It's ridiculous. So that's where we find ourselves right now. Real quick here, H-Part says, can't go to the strip club, none near me. Also, I've got 30 people coming in Enosh. Well, every person could throw in $5, $10, and you could get a stripper sent to your house. I'm just saying. Those exist. Movie Madness Entertainment, Mad Max here says, the fandom menace within the Snyder fandom has always been the problem. These people aren't fandom menacers, though. There are elements of the fandom menace within the Snyder fandom, but the people I'm referring to are not fandom menacers. which is why it's very interesting. No, I haven't watched Beastars yet. All right. I suffered through Space Jam today. That's enough. That's enough. Rational Skeptic here says, I feel like some of these people are attacking Gunn or trolls to make Snyder fans look bad. Nah, maybe a couple, but there was a live stream tonight with someone that I know who is a diehard Snyder fan, who was out there just, I don't know, drunk, stoned, whatever. Just like literally saying out loud that Disney and Marvel and James Gunn orchestrated this whole controversy in order to bring in James Gunn as a plant to hurt DC. I'm not even kidding you. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Like, that is how crazy it's gotten here. Dark Beast here says they are a cult, though. They're like QAnon. They fit the bite model. What is the bite model? Javi here says they have hijacked the fan base. My channel says, notice me, please. Hi, my channel. You are noticed. Rodney here, good point. There are always some toxic fans in every fandom. DC, Marvel, Star Wars, etc. That is true. That is very true. But when you start calling people pedophiles, I think it starts going a little bit further. Talking about boycotting the Suicide Squad because you want David Ayer's movie to come out. Not understanding, like, you know, the business side of it. Yeah, Cass here says, I saw the stream. It was conspiracy theory nonsense. Yeah, 100%. H-Bars here makes a great point. It's been since March of last year that I've heard Zack Snyder's name every day since then. It's a lot. Can you do me a favor? Can you say that to Enosh tomorrow when he's at your house? Just, Enosh, I love you, but stop talking about Zack Snyder. No, it is. It's one of those things. Yeah, right. Weasel eats children. That confirms that James Gunn eats children. No. I'm not kidding you on that one, Hank. I have heard that argument. I literally have heard that argument today. I'm not even kidding you. I read that argument on Twitter. Like, holy crap. Music Man here says, Zach needs to put an end to this now. There's not much Zach can do. And even then, they won't believe him. They won't do anything about it. Real Elmo Cinema here says, I'll be your stripper, H-Barts. Well, there you go, buddy. There you go. Right? He just go to a costume store, get an Elmo head, and then go to an adult-themed store like Lovers, and then get a male banana hammock, right? And tuck your boy in there, your twig and berries. Get some, shaving cream, shave your ass the best you got. Put on some Britney Spears Toxic Baby and groove till the heart's content. Anyway, I know Alwie here is like, what a serious topic to kick off the stream. Yeah, I know. I wanted us to shit on Space Jam, which apparently is going to get me in trouble. Let's see. How pissed off will the fans be if the Ta-Nehisi Coates Superman film happens? Oh my God, that would be something. I mean, like, I'm not even going to lie. I'm probably right there with them, only because it's like, if it is Clark Kent, but a race-bent Clark Kent in the 1960s, it's like, just like, I'm not against the idea of it. It sounds interesting, but it's just like, come on, guys, it's wasted potential. Cass here, graphics here, says, that stream was embarrassing. I couldn't believe what I was watching. Yeah, man, that was pretty bad. That was pretty bad right there. All right, so Shiny here says, I dug Sucker Punch. That scene where she jumps towards the monster is beautiful. Yeah, no, I like Sucker Punch. It's a fun movie. Let's see. At least you don't need to drink your own piss. Be happy. Space Jam, that's true. I think I said if it hit $1 billion, I'd drink my own piss or something. Yeah, it won't hit. It won't. I mean, look, kids seem to like it. My kids didn't even care. You know what I mean? My kids didn't even give one iota of a crap. Hold on, there you go. Yeah, my kids didn't care at all. I tried watching it, and I watched it, but it was like one of those things where that movie just, there's a line in the movie where Don Cheadle is like talking about, LeBron, and he's just like, he's an athlete. He's a social media superstar. Algorithmically speaking, he's a king. And then like kept calling him King James. They like in the movie, they kept referring to him as his fucking Twitter handle. You know, like, I mean, I used to go by the name Mundane Matt. And like when I'd go out to like, you know, YouTuber events, people would call me Mundane Matt, right? Like I get it. Sometimes it's necessary. But this is a movie. Everyone is going to go see this movie knows who the fuck LeBron James is. So it's so stupid. It's so bad. Yeah, I did see Zod Rider's tweets from a few days ago. That's part. I think we talked about it the other day. Where he was just like going off on that shit. Did I see the 300 Easter egg? I didn't see the 300 Easter egg. I did catch a Pixar Easter egg. Right? I did catch a Pixar Easter egg. But also, yeah. As Hank here says, but everyone loves the Droogs and Pennywise. Well, not only that. So yeah, the movie focuses around R-rated franchises. The Matrix, Rick and Morty is an R-rated franchise. Mad Max Fury Road, R-rated franchise. Pennywise, the Droogs. You know, like it was just, and like, oh my God, the actors, the background actors they put in like the costumes at like the end of the movie, you know, all like the Mr. Freeze and Agent Smith and Penguin, and they all looked so effing terrible. You know what I mean? Like, was there a Baby Doll? Was there like, I saw a girl that looked like it was Baby Doll from Sucker Punch. Not the exact same outfit, but it was like, it wasn't the same sailor outfit, but she had pigtails and like what looked like a Pippi Longstocking type outfit on. I was like trying to place who she was, but it was so weird how like we only really ever saw like the IP licensed characters that were just like terrible Spirit Halloween store costumes. And that was who was in the, you know, so bad. Let's see here. Eddie here says, you know, you like Space Jam. Stop with the hate clicks. No, I did not. Eddie here says, I loved it. Okay. There was a bunch of Hanna-Barbera characters. That is true. And I didn't mind that. Like, I enjoyed seeing those little clips, but it just made me want to go watch Scoob again. You know, it made me want to go watch like Ready Player One again, because that had a better story. If you're going to have the same models, like Iron Giant was the same model in Ready Player One as it is Space Jam, it's like, just do that. You know, I'd rather go watch that. That's at least got a better story to it. But I do need to see the Fear Street trilogy. Corgi here says, why are Snyder fans attacking Zack Snyder and Deborah, our producers in the new Snyder? Yeah, they don't care. That's the whole point, Corgi. They don't care. Facts don't actually matter to a lot of these people, right? Facts don't actually matter to these guys. Like, I could sit there and explain to them how Hollywood works. I could explain to them how the whole thing plays out. All of this stuff I could explain to them. It doesn't matter. You know, someone will go like, no, but Toby Emmerich. Yeah, well, you know what? He ain't going anywhere. Hamada ain't going anywhere. They're just not going anywhere. I'm sorry. Like, they're just not. And then people just get, you know, because they're so worked up over it. And that's like in part too, because you get people like Ray Fisher who comes out, pokes the bear. And I get why he's doing it, but this is the ramifications. This is the actions have consequences. It starts, you know, I don't want to say radicalizing or weaponizing people, but it's like, it kind of gets close to that shit. You know, I would be very interested if like someone did a deep dive documentary into like the Snyder Cut fandom and like talk to some of those real crazy ass sycophants, the people who spend their entire day, their entire existence just retweeting restore the Snyderverse or retweeting release the Snyder Cut or attacking Warner Brothers, you know, hashtag suck at Warner Brothers or fire Toby Emmerich or just criticizing it nonstop. Like, do you think at this point you're being helpful? No, it's like it's so funny because it's like so few people will call it the hell out. I don't mind doing it because that's kind of how I'm built. Anyway, here, fourth here, $5. Thank you very much. Says, I'm over fandom. I just want to go back to enjoy movies in solitude. Becoming an acolyte removes any credibility when it comes to film criticism. And you know what? You're not wrong. Like, I'll fully admit, I'm an MCU fanboy. Do I give the films and shows maybe a bit more leeway because of that? Yeah, sure. But I'm also pretty easy to please. And I'm open about that too. But you have a point. And I get your point on that one. Which is why, like, I know I'm shitting on Space Jam, but it's just I didn't like it. Here, I'll take that back. When it got to the basketball stuff, I was okay with it. Like, I thought then it got to be kind of fun. But it was like the building, like the world building, the setup, all that stuff I didn't care for. But when it got to the basketball stuff, I liked. So, it wasn't like the worst, most offensive thing I've ever seen, but it was pretty offensive to the senses. That is true. How did I feel about Porky Pig Brat? I saw that clip before the movie came out, and I'm like, what? The notorious PIG. That to me, you know what that is? You know what it says to me, Meladen? All that says to me right there is flat out that it is just, it's just merchandising is all it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's just merchandising. Do a Fear Street watch party. We could, not tonight, maybe tomorrow. I'm making Ghostbusters 2016 sound like a better movie. No, Ghostbusters 2016 is not a better movie. All right. It's not a better movie. There's more enjoyable elements in Space Jam than there is Ghostbusters 2016, but they're both objectively bad films. All right. Like, there's no rewatchability to Ghostbusters 2016. There's not much like rewatchability to maybe the middle act of Space Jam could be rewatchable when they have all the cameos, but the opening of that movie is just terrible. The acting is god awful. Like, what is up with that kid having the ability to like high res scan a tarantula into his game? Like, and I get that was tying into the end, but it's like he's using like a modified camera on his cell phone to literally do this scan into his. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. Dark Beast here says, honestly, Ghostbusters 2016 was probably a better film. No. Let's see. HBR here says, was going to do the Enosh stream tonight, but fell asleep. Not sure if he's up now. I don't know if he's up or not. I haven't seen him all day. But I get you, man. You come on in if you want. It's your birthday. I'll get you first priority. TW asks, do you not think Warner Discovery clean house remanagement? I think they're going to have their hands full with too many other things to go in and clean house. I mean, look, here's the thing. If they go in and clean house, like, let's say they get rid of Hamada, they get rid of Emmerich, let's say those things happen, Snyder's still not coming back because they're doing that predominantly for budgets, right? And again, that $20 billion is not even what I'm referring to. That's going to go to a lot of different things. They just announced today 2 new Game of Thrones animated shows that are in development. The Flea Bottom live action series about like the poorest neighborhood in King's Landing has been canceled because who wants to watch that? No one's going to want to watch a show about like the worst place in King's Landing. Because let's be fair, the worst place in King's Landing was Cersei Lannister's bedroom. Or really, it was when they had sex over Joffrey's body. That was fucked up. But the animated stuff should be fascinating. Should be really fascinating on that one. Hold on here. Who said fourth here? Wow. R.L. Stine greater than Stephen King? Say what? That, I don't know, man. That is crazy. Dark Beast here says Space Jam 2 was a dumpster. It was. I made a crack on Twitter. It was like, if God existed, Space Jam 2 wouldn't. Anyway. Hi, Ray. How's it going, girl? Thanks for coming on in. Let's see. How can you say you're easy to please and hate Space Jam? Because like, it doesn't take a lot to please me, but it still requires like some level of like cohesion in the world. You know what I mean? There still has to be some level of cohesion. The movie starts off and like LeBron's sons are playing basketball, and like the one kid is all like, I don't want to go to basketball camp. I want to go to E3 Games Week design camp. So for one, they're dropping E3. So that's the Electronics Entertainment Exposition. I've been multiple times. So I'm like, okay, you guys clearly signed a deal with the ESA in order to get the usage rights for the logo. They probably paid them to use the rights for the logo. for a design camp. Okay, fine. You know, a lot of kids out there, they're going to know what E3 is. A lot of the Fortnite gamers that are going to tune in, you know, they're going to be like, oh, E3, oh, snap, that just happened, or some crap like that. And he's like making this game on his phone that looks really good, by the way. It looked like it was fun. And then it's like, but then, you know, like the LeBron's like, you got to play basketball. And he's like, but I got this thing. And like, no, basketball. You know, like the overbearing dick dad. Like, I get it. He's, you know, at that point, he's kind of embodied his coach and whatever. But the whole time, like, LeBron is basically a dick. Like, all the way through the first act of the movie. You know, like, why does the algorithm turn on LeBron? Because LeBron's like, yo, this idea be stupid. That's it. That was it. And the idea was just to like digitize it. Basically, the idea there was like to digitize yourself and put yourself in the Warner serververse, like where you could go and like be Batman. And they show LeBron as you know, Mr. Freeze killing Batman with the freeze ray, you know? And then it's like, oh, you want to be on Game of Thrones, and it's like flying on a dragon, you know? And that kind of stuff people would actually like, but LeBron's like, this is the stupidest idea I've ever heard. And then the algorithm's like, you insult me? You insult me? No, King James. No. And then they digitize the kid, and they digitize. It just makes no effing sense. Like, because it makes no effing sense. You know, it's like just it makes no effing sense. The whole thing. It continuously showcases how it makes no sense. Anyway. Do I hate Porky Pig? No, I like Porky Pig. Rapping was terrible. All right. Let's see here. Okay. I just watched Endgame and Infinity War a week ago. Love the Snyder movies more than anything, but now I get why Marvel steals the show. Hold on. You're telling me you just watched Endgame and Infinity War like for the first time last week? And yeah, dude. Don't get me wrong, Snyder movies are great. Like, I love Snyder movies, but when it comes to like Endgame and Infinity War and Endgame and wrapping up a large amount of like the last, you know, several years, over a decade's worth of storytelling, you can see why Marvel steals the show, because they have planning and they have follow through and they don't blink, which is like seriously the most important thing. There could be like, you know, Warner's is like, oh my God, let's have a picnic. And then there's one little drop of rain and they're like, no, you know what I mean? Like, that's what it boils down to. So, you haven't watched the original Space Jam. I saw that first day in theaters. I think I wrote like a review of it. Like, I sent it to my local paper. Hold on, I want to make sure I don't miss anything here. Okay, I don't want to miss H. Bart's. Thank you, man. Okay, so he says here, Matt, you don't understand. This is the long game. Gunn was sent by Disney because Disney is secretly working with Zach so that Ray Fisher can poke the bear. I tried doing my best Tucker impersonation for that, but that's so funny, dude. And it's... These are things Zod Rider actually believes. I like Zod, I do, but my God, tonight was like full-blown, like, you know, election stolen 2020 nonsense is how bad it got, but thank you very much. TW says here, I'm with you regarding budgets. When it was first announced, my first question was, where's the money going? Exactly. There's a lot of things for it to go to, not necessarily all going to be the Snyder stuff, because in the beginning, they're going to be focusing on Game of Thrones. Geeks here says, I got excited. I'm excited for the Game of Thrones animated series. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I think, wait, hold on. Oh, his son plays for Flakes Can in real life. Oh, really? That's cool. But that wasn't his son in the movie, though. But that's actually pretty cool. Jacob here says Space Jam 3 is not happening. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see. It's the store brand version of Tron. Yeah, that's actually true, Hank. Minmin here says Space Jam 3 into the multiverse. That is, yeah, that's, no, Space Jam 2 is into the multiverse. So, you know, and then Adam, go watch the original Space Jam. It's a good movie. Oh, you weren't even born yet when the original came out? God, I feel old. God, I feel old. hold on. You can argue that Algorithm is Aldrich Killian during the beginning of Iron Man 3 before getting turned down and his butthurt act. Like, yeah, Aldrich Killian like had many, many, many years, you know, to like stew on it and like get his revenge. Algorithm was just like within like 3 seconds he was pissed. You know, like LeBron lit the fuse on his tampon, pissed in his Cheerios, you know, and like, you know, smeared shit on the wall all within the span of a second. So no, I get you, but no. Raya here says Showgirls is one of my favorite guilty pleasure movies. Wow. Wow. Really? Raya, that's a thing. That's a thing. I saw that movie when it came out. I wasn't 17 yet when that one dropped. My friend though was, he went to go see it in theaters. He came back and he was like, you know that scene in South Park, the movie, when the boys sneak in to go see Terrence and Phillip and they go back to school and they're telling everyone about it. And Cartman's like, we saw the Terrence and Phillip movie. Who wants to fucking touch me? And Butters touches him and is like, ew, right? That scene. My friend was kind of like that with Showgirls. He's like, I went and saw Showgirls. And everyone's like, how was it? How was Jesse Spano? Did you see everything? Tell us, did you see everything? And he's like, yes. Yes, I did. And like, we were jealous. But I liked the movie, actually. I saw it when I was older. And it was actually pretty good. Did I like the Simpsons Loki crossover? Not really. It was like those shorts like that. I mean, I liked it well enough. But like, it felt like it's like, just give me something a little longer than like 3 minutes. Because you're trying to like, I don't know. I didn't really care for it too much. It was funny, but kind of caught me on that one. Space Jam 3 Into the Brazzerverse, starring Johnny Sins and the Looney Tunes. Oh my God. Oh my God. What is Lola Bunny going to be played by Karma RX or something? Let's see here. How do I feel about people attacking Ghostbusters Afterlife because it's not a sequel to 26? I haven't seen that at all. I am sure that there are going to be a couple people that do that, but those people probably just need to be checked into a mental asylum. That's the thing. Aladdin here says Marvel steals a show because Kevin Feige is heavily involved in editing. That is very true. That is very true. Kevin Feige is heavily involved in editing. He's heavily involved in the entire phase. He actually just laid out his rules for the multiverse the other day. So again, coming from the top, he's like, here's how the multiverse is going to work. Here's how we have to treat it so it doesn't get too convoluted. And that's a really, really, really good thing. So I'm just saying it's, so there's that. All right. I'll tell you guys what here, cause it's 11:06 right now. I'm going to drop the link if you guys want to come on in. Let's keep, we'll see what happens tonight. I'm pretty sure Eddie is going to be right there wanting to admonish me for not liking Space Jam. Let's see here. Space Jam 2 post-credit scene is LeBron hugging Xi Jinping. Oh my God. Oh yeah. That was pretty funny. All right. It's 11:06 a.m. here. So there's that. It's 11:06 a.m. here. All right. You know what? I think right off the bat. Hey, what's up, man?
Yo, nothing much. I haven't seen Space Jam 2, but I already know what's gonna be how it goes, basically, because it seems like every other movie that's similar to it. So I don't need to watch it.
Well, I mean, okay, so here's I'll speak a little positively about the movie on that front. Because like when there's a movie that deals with the father, like the relationship between a father and a son, I generally tend to like those, just because I don't feel those stories get told enough, or those always end up getting the attention that they deserve, you know? And it might just be that, maybe I'm just not seeing it or whatever, but in current pop culture, or I should say probably even modern society, there's always this kind of like left out father-son dynamic. I feel that's something that's presented in a positive way. Usually it's dysfunctional. So Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
That's why I really like the Barry and his father's scene from Zack Snyder's Justice League. And also Cyborg and his father dying.
Yeah, and his mother. I like the scene with his mom too. Like that was good stuff.
Only
all
to
the
see
way,
her die.
Well, yeah. I mean, she was always gonna die. We were always gonna see it. It was gonna happen. But one of the things ultimately that I feel, comes out of these situations is like, like look at like Phil Lord and Chris Miller, like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the Lego Movie. Those also dealt with father-son dynamic, and I like that. So in the case of Space Jam, it is about LeBron and his son, and then him kind of seeing his son for the first time, because he wants his son to be like him. He wants his son to work hard, and so when he finally sees his son for the first time and really gets him, it ends up being like, oh, okay, it's a nice moment. But, it's another one of those things where it's like there's no subversive commentary to it. You just know it's coming. Like it's, like the movie is as predictable as you might think. I mean, there's even a line when LeBron meets Bugs for the first time and is explaining, I have a day to put together a team to play basketball to save my son. And Bugs just kind of looks at the camera and goes, this seems familiar, and so like they totally throw like shade at their own plot for even like being, for even being anything. It's like, oh yeah, we know that this is a derivative property. It's not even like it's a new legacy. No, it's just a straight reboot.
Yeah. The worst part is the moment I heard that they're going to be bringing in other Warner Bros. Properties, I knew the moment I heard that most of the movie's just gonna be them going through different Warner Bros. Property like Batman, The Matrix, and all that. So I kind of wasn't looking forward to that if it was just gonna be that.
It was. I mean, yeah, it's kind of like they. Did you see the scene at all when they've got Granny and Speedy Gonzalez? And it's like the Matrix scene. Did you see that?
I hate it so much.
Yeah, but that was literally the entire amount of time they spend in the Matrix.
They posted on YouTube too.
Yeah, but that was literally that clip, that minute-long clip was as much time as they spent in the Matrix. They spent less time in the Casablanca world because they cut out everything with Pepe Le Pew. They go there to get Yosemite Sam. And like they literally have Yosemite Sam like in less than a minute. It's like there's no challenge to get these characters.
Wait, why did they have to cut him out, and why were people online mad about it?
Why do they have to wait?
What happened with all that? Why were people mad about the whole Pepe Le Pew? I forgot his name.
Pepe thing, because like Pepe apparently represents rape culture, and so like they didn't want to have like a rapey skunk in their movie. But but what they actually had in the movie was a line where like Pepe Le Pew is all like, "Hello, Gitlo, I'm going to come and I'm going to kiss on you, huh, kitty cat?" Whatever, whatever. And then LeBron goes like, "Yo, dude, you got to get consent." So like, there's a message there about getting affirmative consent before you lay your hands, your paws, your tails, your tongue.
Then why was that taken out? Why?
Because the director didn't want it in the movie, and it's all like, so you're actively like, you're actively moving away from teaching kids a valuable lesson about consent.
How?
So what you're telling me is that Warner Brothers promotes rape culture. I'm kidding.
I mean, they should have just left him in to do that scene so they can actually bring it up for everyone, and also point out the fact that it has happened in the past with this character many, many years.
Yeah.
It's just
Warner's. It's just warning. It's all crazy, dude. Is all it is. The whole situation is just nuts.
But you said you liked the ending, the end part.
I liked the ending because it was over, for one. Because like when I was watching it, my daughter was all like, I think she was like, "I have to poop," and I'm all like, "Cool, can you hold it?" This is almost done. I'm like, "Just no, go poop." Like whatever, I can change her and still watch the TV. I was just like, yeah, The whole thing. I mean, it was like, it was predictable ending, and he sent the kid to the E3 game camp at the end. And like, all right, like it's all right, cool. Like he learned a valuable lesson. Listen to your children, see your children. Maybe they don't want to follow in your footsteps, and like it's a fine message.
I just want more Looney Tunes around.
No, the Looney Tunes. I mean, the Looney Tunes were fun.
Looney Tunes can be good, but it's just they don't know what they're doing with it.
Well, you've got like the Rick and Morty bit, because Rick and Morty they kidnapped, or they took Tasmanian Devil, and then they return him, and they're like, "It's your problem now, dum dum," and they take off. And you're like, I'm watching, I'm like, what the? At first I thought it was fake. I'm like, Rick and Morty, what is Rick and Morty doing here? And like Justin Roiland totally phoned in that entire performance. Because like, usually Rick is a lot surlier, like just in the voice is like a little bit more like kind of deranged, but he toned it down quite a bit for this movie, this PG rated film. Never mind the fact that the whole thing is centered around adult content. It's like,
The Mask, Joker.
Well, not only that, but like they literally, like you see Game of Thrones world a bunch. They one of the first things they say is like, oh, you can digitize yourself into Game of Thrones and ride a dragon. So you're telling me like how much is like maybe some 10-year-old
kid
kid
do something else.
Well, no, how many kids are going to watch this and just go like, whoa, ride a dragon, Game of Thrones, what's that? Oh, HBO Max also has it.
No.
So they turn on Game of Thrones and the episode ends with like that one dude banging his sister, and then they throw a 10-year-old kid out a window.
I recently started watching Game of Thrones only to be hit with that.
What did I think of the Rick and Morty Simpsons couch gag? I mean, I like Rick and Morty. I just thought that was really stupid. So yeah, it's just the movie is what it is. But I'll tell you, man, I'm gonna let you go because I know I see Eddie back there. He can actually. I want to see what he has to say. And so I want to kind of. I'm
looking forward to Suicide Squad. I am.
And you're not a pedophile.
No, I am
good.
a Zack Snyder fanboy, but I am still looking forward to.
There we go. See, you can
Squad.
coexist with his dueling ideologies, even though they're both friends. I'm
gonna get hate comments, aren't I?
Nah, I'll get it tomorrow. That's pretty good. I don't care. Let them be mad. Let them do it.
All right. Well, thank you for having me on.
All right. I'll see you later, man. Have a good one. Thank you.
See ya.
See you later. All right. So now 187 here says Warner Brothers changed director last minute. That doesn't take away from the subpar script. I will say the animation of the Looney Tunes I liked. I thought that was okay. And yeah, but it was just bad. So let's get into clearly what's going to be probably the most entertaining conversation of the night. Adam here says Eddie's preparing to take Matt to court over Space Jam. That is a very good pun.
Surprise, motherfucker!
What surprise? You're laying there looking at like you're under a blanket, like you're surfing Tinder before coming on in.
I wasn't surfing Tinder. What are you talking about?
Do you have a Tinder?
No, I told you even before I don't have a Tinder.
You gotta get Tinder.
Remember you told me to get it when I had a Charizard hat on. Remember?
Yeah. Because you would slay.
I would slay, but I would slay on my own.
You gotta get on a social media app called Getter, because that's where Gina Carano's hanging out now, and then like where your
Are you
Charizard
serious?
hat. Yeah. It's a right wing conservative social media platform.
Oh hell no, I'm not going on there.
But it's not populated by a lot of people, and Gina Carano has a better shot at actually seeing your comment. Just say that your name is Drunk Edio, and she might confuse you for a guy named Drunk 3PO, and then she might invite you to Vegas to chill. Just saying, it is a solid plan. I will
only meet you here. Well, here's the thing. Here, I will say this: I will only go meet Gina only to smash. And if she has a nice personality on top of that, I will smash her. But other than that, if she's gonna bring up her conspiracy theories, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm out of here.
For one, that's a lie, and you know it, dude. If you were in the position, which let's be fair, you know what, anything could happen.
Yeah,
anything's possible. But I mean, my money would be. I mean, I would again. I'm putting myself in the same category. It would never happen. But if you're in that kind of situation, you're not going to care. All right.
It's a joke, bro. Come on. I'm never going to meet Gina. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Hold on here. Let's see here. Mad 1306 says they added all the adult content in because kids of Space Jam is growing up now. 5 out of 10 chances people taking their kids to see Space Jam and seeing the original. Oh yeah, no, 100%, 100%. But now a whole bunch of little kids are going to finally figure out what Game of Thrones is, and they're going to learn about incest like on a first-hand account. So
Hey,
there you go.
the more people that know about Game of Thrones, the better. I mean, Game of Thrones has a big fan base.
God, could you imagine like a whole army of like, teenagers who just learned about Game of Thrones coming out and going like, man, I really like the ending. A lot of people are going to, it's going to, a lot of things. Anyway,
Hey,
okay. So what is it? Yeah.
You go first.
No, you called in.
Yeah, I know, I did.
So
I'm here to tear you up. I'm
to
gonna tear you
do it.
apart.
Take your shot.
Okay, Daredevil. No, but like, seriously, bro. Like, you like. Let me ask you this: knowing with all that, did you at least know this movie was going to be bad after watching all that material prior to going into the movie itself?
I was hoping that it was going to be better than I thought because Warner Brothers is really bad at marketing. It turns out it was far worse.
Because I watched your video of your review of Space Jam, and
Yes.
I was going to put in the comments until you brought it up toward the end, where you were saying that somebody was probably, you'd be like, well, but now you're probably telling me, oh, Matt, but you just went into this movie wanting to hate it. I was like, no, I go into this wanting to like it, or to something to that effect. And I was like, okay, he at least acknowledged that. Because I was about to tell him in the comments.
No, I did. I went into it with the intent to like it. I did. I went into it with the intent to go, okay, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe there's going to be something here of value that I'm just not seeing, right? And I at the same time I'm watching it and I'm just like, well, you know what? When they got to that line, like for one, Don Cheadle's performance was god awful. I mean, and Don Cheadle's a good actor.
Bad, man.
No,
Come
it was
on.
that bad. Go back and watch it again.
I will.
Algorithmically speaking, he's the king.
Okay, no, I will. Look, I will admit that that line was
King James, buddy, King James. Like, come on, dude. It's like
LeBron is known as King James on social media in real life.
Yeah, but like, you're not watching that movie to find out what the fuck he's called on Instagram. Who gives a shit what his social media is? Like, none of that matters, dude. This is all about him being a ball player, not like being like when you go. Everyone in the movie's calling him King James. It sounds like they're like, it just sounds like fucking so much entitlement on his end. You know what I mean? Like, I will say though, I did like the joke that Don Cheadle made about, first it was like Cleveland and then Miami, then Cleveland again, and then now it's the Lakers. And
yeah,
like they made a crack about him, jumping over teams and shit. So that was pretty funny. But like otherwise it was just like everything was like, oh my God, you're completely infallible, James, LeBron. Well, I mean, they called him Braun, which makes more sense.
It's short.
It's shorter, yeah. But it's just like there was no character development with like his wife, because there's that part towards the end when like, that she's trying to call out to the kid and the other brother's all like, I don't think he can hear you. And she's like, I'm his mother. He can hear me. And like, no, you what? Like, oh, come on. Like,
well, I mean, it's a force field. There's a force field right there. And then of course so it's like whether they did, then I will ask it. He couldn't hear his mother, but then how the hell could LeBron hear her as soon as he like walks up to her and like, and she gives him that line like in the trade, like, you need to win this game and get our son back.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
it's like
that was such a weird thing too. Right?
Right. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, it's just the whole thing. Like, you need to get our son back. Like, you just found out he was gone like 5 minutes beforehand. And there's been like no real buildup as to what's happening, like, because the kid was kept in the dark the whole time, obviously. But then he also like never really asked, like, I mean, well, I think he asked, where's my dad or whatever. And then, Algorithm or Ali G, whatever they want. Goddamn Ali G. Should have been Sacha Baron Cohen.
Sacha Baron Cohen, you probably would still be like, oh, it wouldn't have made the movie better, because it
no, because he got popular off of a character named Ali G in the house.
Right.
So it's like having the algorithm like, no, you call me Ali G. It's like, oh my God.
Well,
So bad
maybe
writing.
okay. I well, let me just say this, bro. I think maybe I'm wrong, and I'm pretty sure I am because you're probably gonna say I am. I think you're overthinking it.
Well,
I I think I
there's no.
think
I
I
think
think that you're
being critical of there's nothing wrong with doing what they're
nothing wrong
doing,
with being critical. I'm not saying you
but
can't
it's
be
like
critical. I'm just saying like,
the thing is it's like when they sit there and they go like you can't argue. Now look, I say this is for kids because it's like I agree with Mad what he said about the
mm,
parents having seen it when they were younger, taking their kids to go see it, sure, but I also think a lot of it too is like people who like they just know LeBron James as being a basketball player and
mhm,
like but from just a conceptual concept to the actual script writing to the dialogue to the pacing of the
mm.
film, like I'll give it like the effects were great, the visual effects were fantastic,
I
but
think the
when it got
CG of the Looney Tunes actually were pretty good for the
no
budget
it
they
did
had,
it, oh no absolutely it
especially in the
absolutely
environment
was.
they were in.
No, it absolutely was. I'm not disagreeing with you on that front at all. But like when it comes to like, why is it that those characters look good, but all of the costumes for all of the other characters on the background looked like ass?
Because they couldn't afford to get the actual actors and the actual makeup artists and people like that in there.
This is like a what was the budget of Space Jam here? Like 200 million around that area?
150, I'm guessing, according to Wikipedia.
Okay. So yeah, come on, man. Like $150 okay, 150 million. 150 million you can still go and like make better looking costumes. Like you can like the Night King. There's literally a Night King back there, and it just looks like the kind of thing you would get at like a Spirit Halloween store. There's
Was that
the
the one
Mister
in
Free.
was that the one in the road in the robe, or was that Mr. Freeze
No, the Night
in the
King from Game of
bathrobe?
Thrones. No, the one
Right.
I don't. The one in the bathroom. I'd have to go back. I saw it, but I didn't look close enough at it. No, the Night King's from
'Cause
Game of Thrones. Like you can see him. He's like the blue head with the spiky crown. Like that's the Night King. And he was hanging out there
okay,
next to. He was hanging out there next to DeVito's penguin and stuff. Right, but
I
like
saw that. I saw and it didn't look like it wasn't Danny DeVito, obviously, but like the costume out of all the costumes, that looked kind of like the closest to the movie, in
ah,
my
it
personal
looked
opinion.
so effing fake. Like it just was so
Well,
it just the whole thing is like, I will say like like when they started doing the basketball stuff, that was pretty cool. But at the same time,
mhm.
like they didn't explain the rules really well of like the new type of basketball because they weren't playing actual basketball. They
Well,
weren't.
there weren't rules. I mean, Al G said there weren't any rules. He told his son that when he was making his
No,
son the Avatar or something like that. Remember?
no. I know that, but it's still there's still the established rules of fucking basketball because at the end of the game they still fell into the established rules of the game,
Uh
right?
huh.
Because everything was style points. Because remember, like, when they got through the first 3 quarters of the game, they were at what 1,000 like 41 to 37, and then they just came back and
Hmm.
they made like like, oh, let's just do the style points, which means all bets are off and no one could compete
Right.
with them until they got up to like the edge of that thing. And I know the plot had to get them at that
Mm.
neck and neck situation, but then it's like, but then they score a goal and or they score a point, and then they
Mm.
just was it Ali G does the whole thing with the cheat code and it just removes them having points. But like, why didn't it remove more? Why didn't it remove more than just two? And like, didn't they do style points at the very end there when like, like that last layup, that last dunk that LeBron got in order to win the game? It's like he won by a point, but he still like
Where they
styled
threw
his
the
way up
jump
there.
button up in the air and then you
Yeah,
had to like
there's
step
still
them.
yeah, and there's still style points. It's like such an inconsistent setup. And I know it's a movie. I know it's for children. But it's still there's don't treat kids like they're fucking morons. That's my thing with that.
I mean, I went into this like I'll just say this like I went into this like actually I was actually watching the first one last night like much earlier as a lead into this movie, and I went into this one like brain fully turned off and just expecting nothing because the I mean, I was intrigued by the first two trailers, and then I was just like, okay, let me just wait till the movie comes out. And I watched the movie, expecting nothing, and I came out of it. I'm like, let me see if it's as bad as people are saying. And I look and I'm like, why do I feel like I'm the only one that's not hating this movie? Like, I liked everything. Like, here's the thing: when I saw the Rick and Morty thing, I'll be honest, I didn't scream, obviously, because it was late at night and I didn't want my mom to like be like, "What are you doing?" But like, I wanted to like literally shout because I was so surprised that Rick and Morty were there, and I was like, I wonder what Matt's gonna think of this. And I'm like, I hear what you're saying that you didn't like it. I'm like, what? This is Rick and Morty. You love Rick and Morty.
I do like Rick and Morty, and I'm not saying that it was like the worst thing on the planet, but it's just like it felt so out of place and the performance was so phoned in. That's my biggest problem with it, is that it was all just phoned in.
Yeah, well,
So there's that. But anyway,
I mean,
man,
he only
like
had very little time. Yeah,
they had like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
like that was
and
it. It was super quick.
and real quick before I go, you know the part? There was a part where where the Roadrunner was fighting what was it, Kronos, where we was gonna play against Kronos, and then Kronos did the time stop button, and it just made Roadrunner, like, he started slowing down, and then Roadrunner ended up being put in he ended up putting him in the dinner dish meal, and you hear him going meep meep when Wiley's about to eat him.
Yeah, that part was pretty funny.
That was pretty funny.
Because you see
liked that.
Wiley's eyes, like they just dilate.
I literally was like, oh, no, he's gonna do it, and obviously that didn't happen. But
yeah, no, they were gonna kill him.
And hey, look, it's at the end of the day, it's all about subjective opinion, dude. I'm not here to bash on you. I'm just joking around with you when I say all this stuff.
Yeah, I still didn't care for the movie, but I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, but I did.
All right, man. Well, I'll talk to you later. All right.
All right, man. Love you, man. Peace out.
Thank you. See you later, buddy. Thank you. All right, everyone. Thank you very much to Eddie for coming on in and attempting to school me on it. But at the end of it, he basically confirmed that I was correct. No, he liked it, and that's fine. That's fine. Let's get to the next person here, and that is going to be Dark Beast. What's going on, man? Hank, are you there? Hank. Oh, he's not there. Yeah, all right, we'll come back to him. And then, all right, the next person. You guys know him. You guys like it when he's here. And, of course, you guys like me are wondering, where the hell is the memoir? Anthony Chabot. Hey, what's up, man?
I finally watched Black Widow today.
Oh, good. What'd you think?
It was okay. Currently, I finished watching American Wedding.
Oh, that's good. Now you're working on the Jetsons Meet the Flintstones?
Yep, I got 224 subscribers on my YouTube.
That's good.
Yep.
So what's your most popular video on your YouTube?
My most popular video is me reviewing Batman 1989.
Cool. And what so have you thought about just kind of focusing on more like Batman related content?
No, my other reviews, I'm reviewing the whole entire MCU saga.
That's a lot of movies to review, but that's always a good one to dive back into.
The first door.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
I'll do that sometime. That's a good movie. I know a guy who plays in Thor, Clayvon Kolowitz.
Nice. I don't know anyone who played in Thor. I just know that one of the guys who was in Thor was ended up becoming like a big QAnon star when QAnon first got popular, and then like he killed himself, and people thought that Tom Hanks did it.
I know, but the thing is that the guy who was in the movie, the guy who was in the movie was in a trauma movie called Return to Nukem High. His name is Clayvon Kolowitz.
Cool.
Yeah, you should look him up one time. All
right. So, I mean, I'm probably going to keep this pretty short, Anthony, but is there anything else you want to say?
Well, I'm excited for a lot of MCU content in the future, but I'm going to finish watching Black Widow maybe today or tomorrow.
Oh, wait, you haven't finished watching it yet?
No, I was sleepy.
Oh, okay. So how far into the movie did you get?
Up to the part where what's the guy's name? Red Guardian. What's his character's name? What's his real name?
David Harbour.
No, the guy who played Red Guardian. His name.
David Harbour.
David Harbour.
Oh, well, that's the actor. His name is Alexi.
Lexi. When Lexi was talking to Natalia about something, and I got
Oh, okay. So you got about halfway into the movie.
yeah, but it's pretty good so far. It's pretty good so
Okay.
far. But I'm going back to the movie theaters when Shang-Chi comes out.
All right. That's
On
going to
my
be a fun
birthday,
one.
on my freaking birthday, and Jill has not contacted me yet.
Well, I mean, love takes time, man. Love takes time.
I know, and I'm inviting her to my book party.
Cool. Good.
Yeah.
Get working on that book.
All right, no problem, Matthew.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later, buddy. Thank you. Have a good day. Anthony, everybody, Anthony. Everyone, halfway through Black Widow. We're going to have to see what his thoughts are on it as he finally finishes it up. But all right, Hank.
Hey there. Sorry about that. I stepped away and then.
It's all good.
I don't even know what to talk about right now. My brain's just. So did you? So you hated Space Jam. You still haven't watched Beastars, which I'm going to continue to harass you on.
Yeah, I did watch the Bad Batch today though, so I caught up on that, and then
I want to see some more of the Rebels characters show up. We've had
a couple so far, yeah, but I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't watched it yet.
Oh yeah,
and I know, like I don't want to spoil the Bad Batch, but I'll fucking tell you everything about goddamn Space Jam because you're not missing anything.
No, you're not. You're definitely not. But yeah, I really want Zeb to show up again because I love that character.
Zeb would be interesting, but that might be down the road a little ways. I think that might be down the road a little ways.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I wish Space Jam was better. I do. But at the same time, it didn't speak to me on any real conceivable level. And, I mean, I had, two children that were just like not interested in any of it.
Yeah, I can't really blame him, honestly.
I really thought that once it got to the toon stuff, it would keep their interest because it's cartoons. But even then, it was like, no.
Yeah, it's the cartoons from the past generation. They don't want that stuff. They want the new stuff.
Yeah, well, like for my daughter, she likes a show called Bluey on Disney Plus, or Fancy Nancy that's on Disney Plus.
I've seen Bluey on Twitter because people repost that shit all the time, the clips from it.
Yeah, I mean, like, it just comes across like an Australian version of Peppa Pig, but slightly less annoying.
Yeah, it's still fun. I find it funny that they won't air the spider episode anymore down there because the spiders down there will actually kill you.
Oh, and Bluey?
No, in Peppa Pig, there's a spider episode. It's like, spiders aren't dangerous. They're cute and friendly. Yeah, not in Australia.
Daddy, spiders aren't dangerous. They're friendly. Look at that one. He's got boots on. He's dancing in muddy puddles. In Australia, it's all like, down here, the spiders. They come at you, and they'll kill you just for looking at them funny.
You just got to really watch out for the drop bears, though.
The which one?
The drop bears.
What's that?
It's a joke about koalas dropping out of the trees onto you.
Because what? Because they're high?
Well, yeah. Well, plus they basically sleep like 18, 20 hours a day or something like that, and they all have STDs and stuff like that. So.
Like, are you just calling koalas like a whole bunch of whores?
Yeah, sure. I'm sure I'll be canceled for that next. Koala's a horse.
It's koala. That koala over there, that one's got STDs. I mean, he's got herpes. It's got HPV, surprisingly, but it's a male, so he just, he's a carrier. It's really just a female disease. But we're worried that one over there's got AIDS. I don't know how he got AIDS, but I think he might have got AIDS.
And we're gonna jump on it and we're gonna shove our thumb up its butt.
Okay, what the hell's? Oh, is that for? That's from the Steve Irwin South Park joke.
Yeah.
I still think the best joke about that was right after Steve Irwin died, and they did the episode where Satan throws a Halloween party, and like Steve Irwin shows up, and he's all like, it's like good day, Satan. It's all like, oh, dude, too soon. No, Satan, it's me, it's Steve Irwin. Oh, dude, you're not even in any costume. Get out of here.
Yeah, but that Fear Street watch party would be kind of cool.
Yeah, those full length, are they feature length?
I think so. Yeah, they're like an hour and a half or something like that.
Okay, I want to watch. Yeah, there's a lot I want to watch on Netflix. I want to watch Gunpowder Milkshake. I want to watch the Fear Street movies, and I got to get ready because like next week is gonna be the Masters of the Universe Revelation. I guess like the first 5 episodes of that one,
where we can hear the entire fan crap CHUD database go.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! They made an episode with women.
Tila has a girlfriend. It's like Tila's a hero. She eats that puss. All right, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know, that's the thing. Is like Tila, an animated version of Tila gets more pussy than these guys do, which is why they're upset.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, they showed how many episodes each character is in. Like He-Man's in 8, and she's in like 6. So it's like, so it's not like she's the major part of the. I think they're just using her to use as a lead-in to bring the characters back together or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's fine with me. I'm okay with that. Let's see here. Yeah, so Real Elmo here's like asking to do an Elmo voice. I'm not really good at Elmo voice. Unfortunately, like Enosh did very good with that the other night, but I don't want a repeat of that because that was like no. And when talking about Fear Street here, Adam Burke says, and they released it weekly, so Netflix actually listened for once and didn't pump and dump. I know. That's a little weird.
Sadly, they pumped and dumped Beastars season 2, so now I'm burned through that already. So it's like,
yeah, one of my friends did too. He was on Twitter or on Facebook going like, I watched it. I'm like,
I'm pretty sure there isn't a season 3 planned either because I think that's where the books end. So.
Wait, you're telling me that there's interspecies erotica that's written down and that's what's the basis of the anime?
Yeah, the Beastars is a
manga.
Manga, yeah. Sorry, couldn't think of the word.
Manga. Gotta say it right, or else the weebs get pissy.
Fuck the weebs.
Considering that you're like, I already burned through it, you're kind of a bit weebish yourself. You gotta own your weebiness.
I've watched like 4 things of anime, so I think I'm safe for now. So
yeah, but that's the thing. Something like Beastars is like Attack on Titan. It's a gateway. It's a gateway show, is what it is.
Trust me. Princess Mononoke was my first one, and then it was Case Closed, and then what the hell is that? Beastars. I think it was. So has there only been 3 that I've watched? Oh no, the Boy and the Beast movie that I gave you the trailer for the other day.
Yeah, I remember watching Case Closed on Cartoon Network. That was on Adult Swim. That was really good. Detective Conan, whatever it was called.
Yeah, that was a good series.
That was really solid. Yeah, that was really good. At the time when we got home from work, like, because when the drive-in would close during the winter, my boss was in like his 50s, and he's like, yeah, I went to Jack in the Box and got food. I went home and I watched like Lupin the Third and Cowboy Bebop and Case Closed, and like he's like, you watch these anime shows? And I'm all like, no. He's like, you should really watch them. They're pretty good. And my 50-year-old boss is like talking about these shows and shit. So yeah, I don't spend a lot of time watching anime, but I did watch Case Closed because I would get home when that was on, and I watched that a little bit. And I think like right after that's when they replayed Futurama and Family Guy, because it was like at the end of the block.
Yeah.
So
I bought. I was buying the DVDs when Funimation was releasing them. When there's like 3 episodes per DVD, and it's like, wow, this is a gigantic fucking ripoff.
Oh yeah, back in the day when all of that stuff was a ripoff. H Bar's here for $2. Thank you. Says Matt watch parties are legendary. Have we done any watch parties?
We need to, because
I think I'll link the Discord. I got a Discord that we guys can join the fuck into.
Well, yeah, I finally got into it. Remember, I kept saying that the link was expired.
Yeah, I just recreate the link, I guess. I gotta ask my mods like how to do how to do the permalink, because like we had a permalink, but then like we also kind of destroyed it, I guess.
Speaking of Lupin the Third, did you watch the Lupin series that they had on Netflix or no?
Well, I know they have the Lupin series. That's not the same thing.
Yeah, I know.
But I hear it's really good. Like, I hear it's really good. I want to see it. It's just, again, timing, like on this shit. Like if it's like, I could watch Space Jam because it's aimed at kids, you know? So like I can put that on and watch with my kids. Like we could watch Boss Baby because it's aimed at my kids. I can't really watch like Mortal fucking Kombat, you know? Like even tonight, like my daughter wouldn't go to sleep. And so we watched, I put on Bad Batch. It wasn't a violent episode or anything like that. She actually sat with me, watched Bad Batch, and she liked it. And then I put on Monsters at Work, which is also a very good show. But I can watch those things with her, but I can't sit there and go, all right, cool, let me dive into this, Beastars movie while you're right here, or show while you're waiting to go to sleep. Because she's going to have fucking nightmares. Like, Patty, what's going on? Why is the wolf getting, what's happening with the wolf and the rabbit? She's giving him CPR. She's giving him CPR, honey. Look at
that. Is a very small part of it, honestly.
No, I know, man.
But I think the black market would probably fuck her up more because that's horrifying. Like there's a lot of crazy shit on there. I'm just like, But I don't watch any of the stuff around my kid. I try to keep like because she learned to say fuck you. Okay. Yeah, as kids pick up traits like that, and so like she just like she stopped saying it finally, but she knew she couldn't say it because we'd tell her no, so she would just kind of like she'd get real like quiet and she'd smile and she would just go fuck you, and it's like, how do you not laugh at your kids picking up a swear somewhere? Because I know I say like I'll say something like, oh god damn it, right? Like I say that involuntarily, and then my kid will because they mimic you. They're like sponges. They mimic you. So if they hear it and something like that, they'll remember it, and they it's funny as shit. Anyway, here, all right. So Mad 1306 says fans was mad that they made King Grayskull black. So now people are saying He-Man is black now. Fans throwing a fit about this Netflix series. Yeah, I saw them say that He-Man is half black because like King Grayskull is black, but it's like he looks pretty white to me. He's albino, maybe. I don't know.
I have the power to not have any melanin in my skin.
I have the white power.
Yeah, like, dude, he's like the whitest motherfucker out there. You're fine. White people, don't worry. You're represented. You're good.
Yes, we're more than represented. That's what the hell. Oh, sorry, my brain just keeps blunking out. But yeah, that's some night we'll have to do watch party, and some night when you actually don't go 384 hours.
Yeah, no, those streams like this week, I've been very thankful for the support this week, but man, they've been kicking my ass. Like I'm exhausted. Today as a result of all that stuff. I maybe at most I'll do like another half hour, 45 minutes, and maybe probably less than that. Because I do want to try to get to bed at a decent time tonight. Yeah. Anyway, but I'm gonna.
Give me a quick question, real quick. Right. When your daughter first did the fuck you, did your wife's head snap around and glare at you?
No, because it wasn't me who she'd heard it from.
Oh, good.
So but it was really funny. The oh god damn it she learned from me. Yeah. But it's like the thing is they pick up on it. What's really funny though is like when you say shit and they figure out what it means and like the context of what it's used. So it's like my mom will love telling the story for like when I was like 3 years old or something, and I had this cup of ice and I bent over and I spilled the ice, and I just apparently looked down at it and went, oh shit. And my mom died laughing as a result of that. But the thing is, like, she never talks about where I learned it. My grandmother, God rest her soul, she would say shit all the time. So I think I learned it from her. And like, I'm pretty sure I've said it and like my kids picked up on it, but like we've been really good because it comes in waves. So if you don't like have it, like in or around them, they forget, they don't use it because they're mimicking you. So like if you're out there and like you're yelling and cussing and screaming all the time, they're going to pick up on that kind of thing. And so it's one of those things where like you have to really, because I love to say shit, fuck, damn, cunt, all that stuff, right? But I have to like really modify what I say around like my kid. Like my girlfriend will now go, oh, sugar, like as to like, to not.
That's adorable. It's girlfriend. Sorry, I thought it was wife. Sorry, my bad.
Nah, it happens all the time. We've been together long enough. It's one of those things. So it is what it is. All right, man. Well, I'll let you go and get to the next couple people here. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah. See you, man.
See you. Thank you. All right. Real quick here. Simp for Wanda wanted to come on and do some quick impersonations. Are you there? You might have stepped away. There
yeah, I'm in, but I was like at the very end. I wanted to do them.
Oh, okay. Well, then get the fuck out of here. All right. So we'll bring in John. How's it going, John? Again, he might have stepped away. I like to surprise people. I wanted to keep on the edge.
Okay. My cell phone had darkened off at standby, so I did watch Space Jam, but I did go in with just wanting to watch the Looney Tunes. I don't follow basketball or LeBron James, and Disney pretty much has started cornering the market on soulless cash grabs. I mean, how many movies a year does Disney do it? Probably about half. So it wasn't bad, I had actually very little expectations for it. So I did enjoy the Looney Tunes. So I give it, passable. But
yeah, I mean, it's good to have differing opinions. I think if you went in with no expectations, you might be a little bit on the happier side. Disney definitely does do a lot of soulless cash grabs as well. That's definitely not their own. They're not the only ones to do it. A lot of other companies do it, and we're seeing more and more of this kind of stuff with these these reboots and these remakes and whatever. But people, I think, now are showing that if you do a continuation, it ends up actually doing pretty well. Like look at the Connors, for example. Remember they brought back Roseanne, and they did the one season of Roseanne, and then Roseanne had her fallout, and instead of canceling the show because it had just ended for the season, they killed her off, but they continued the show as being the as the Connors, and it's gone on for a number of seasons, and as a result of that, it's actually gotten like like I thought the show was going to crash and burn without Roseanne, but apparently it's done quite well.
Huh.
So, and people seem to like it, and I've seen a couple episodes, and it's not bad. It's it's still pretty funny, but I am missing Roseanne. I do think that they, she said some really stupid stuff like James Gunn did, but I think like people need a chance to for redemption.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I never really watched any of that Roseanne or the other show, so I really can't say much about it. Of course, I mean she did shoot herself in the foot, but what she did after that, was more problematic. But with Roseanne, she's half not there anyway, so I think that's a little bit more I think she got punished far more than what she should have. I think they should have give her the crazy card, just like Gary Busey. I mean,
Gary Busey says crazy shit, but he doesn't go like get high on Ambien.
Yeah. So
there's definitely something there that's it's not the same thing, but I get you, man. I do understand that entirely.
Yeah. I watched the Roadrunner with Anthony Bourdain. So
how was that?
That was really pretty good. I mean, it starts off with Anthony Bourdain saying, in quote, "This movie doesn't have a happy ending." So that was, I thought that was funny.
I found out that they used artificial intelligence to recreate his voice for a couple for those things. Yeah, there's some parts where I haven't watched it yet, but there's some parts where like he's reading something from like his book or something. Right. And it's not his voice. Like it's his voice, but that's not him speaking. They used AI in order to compile it together to make it to have him speak. From and so there's some like ethical implications there. Like his family approved of it. It was only a couple little bits. It wasn't like the whole thing or whatever. But there is that technology. Adobe actually has that technology that they have demoed before. And it's definitely something that over the course of the past couple of years is most likely being developed further. But the implications of what it could be used for, because the idea there is like if you provide it with 20 minutes of your voice, it can then analyze it and then it can recreate a vast majority of dialogue that sounds like it's coming from you based upon, detecting your peaks and your valleys and your syntax and how you say things. But it's like, and the idea there was for like audiobooks or podcasts is what they said. Like, oh yeah, if you ever need to add something to a podcast, right? I'm like, oh shit. Like, that's kind of interesting. But at the same time, like other companies are kind of doing this very similar sort of thing. So the technology will eventually probably go out to the consumer market. But at that point, it's like deep fakes, man. Like all bets are off on that. Like it's just, because there's some deep fakes now that look really good that people can just do from their phone.
Oh yeah. What's it? I mean, eventually, I think it's about 20 years from now, you probably have completely AI generated movies, in my opinion. I think that's, it's not, I don't think it's that far off.
According to, Anthony Bourdain, his wife allegedly did not approve of it. He wasn't married. He was with Asia Argento at the time.
Yeah. He was divorced, and I guess he found out the paparazzi about his girlfriend, or was it ex-girlfriend? I'm not sure what it was.
Oh, she had come out and accused Harvey Weinstein of sexual assault, but then it came out that like, she had been grooming one of the boys that she had done a movie with. That was a whole thing too. Like that's like the Asia Argento, that whole thing with her was just nuts, because a lot of people were like, she came out and she was like, oh, Harvey Weinstein's a monster, which he is. And then you find out that like she's guilty of a very, very similar thing. Huh. So, she's been accused of a very similar thing, I should say.
Right. That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, that's like, and then that's not really talked about much. So, anyway, all right, hold on. Well, I keep seeing this conversation in the XR and like talking about like what Disney Star Wars is cheap, soulless, generic, watered down, and uncreative. Lies. So, lies.
Well, I think Disney's finally getting smart about the extended universe.
Yeah, that's what people want. 100%.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because if they did that, then they have like, Star Wars should be. People don't. Star Wars is unique because it's got like 3 generations of people that are exposed to it. You got mine, yours, and the next. The 3 generations of people. They should be doing much better than what they're doing right now with it. That's just me.
Yeah.
It's that's just my opinion.
Well, they think that they, like Bob Iger has said that, what was it? He's like, oh, we rolled out too many movies too quick, which I don't believe is true. I don't. I stand by that. They go, oh no, like, Star Wars fatigue or something like that. I'm like, no. The difference is only, how it's perceived. That's about it. It's how it's perceived. So it's perceived, like if everything was like The Force Awakens or Rogue One, because those are both received very well.
Yeah, you have to have great writing. I mean, there's no substitute, and especially in Star Wars, all the most popular Star Wars characters, from Thrawn to Darth Vader, well, except for the prequels, but I'm talking about the original prequels. They kind of wussified Darth Vader, but you got to have great characters.
I mean, a lot of and you have all that, and then what you have is a situation where, like they're now going, okay, let's kind of scale it back, but let's build off of where people wanted it to go next, which would be post Return of the Jedi, and that's where a lot of the Legends stuff, takes place. Mm-hmm. And they go, okay, how do we start building into it? So they do Mandalorian, and Mando, blows up. And then season 2, they start introducing new characters, but are also old characters. And they introduce them, stuff from Legends and stuff from Rebels and stuff, like mostly the animated stuff. And so, like, okay, now we're tying into the animated things, which is really popular among Star Wars fans. And so now we're doing more TV shows. We're building out this world. We're building out these other ancillary projects. And people are at that point are going to go, okay, great, cool. Like there's more to watch. Because here's the thing. We've already gotten 3 Marvel shows in the first half of this year. And we're going to get more before the end of the year. We're getting a couple more 4 more movies by the end of the year. Right? Or 3 more. Shang-Chi, Eternals, and Spider-Man. But if you count Venom in that, because that's going to come out in September as well. So we're going to still get 4 Marvel themed movies by the end of the year. Never mind, Hawkeye's coming out this year, I believe. And then also What If, and like I think Miss Marvel's coming out this year as well. So there's a lot of stuff that's coming down the pipeline, and then they're going to continue ramping that up for next year. And then Star Wars is going to ramp up for next year as well, because they're shooting Cassian Andor right now. The Book of Boba Fett has already filmed, comes out later on this year. Obi-Wan is filming right now. Mando season 3 begins production later on this year. You're looking at, Ahsoka, and then the Lando show, the Acolyte. I mean, and then maybe Rangers of the New Republic, whatever they're going to do with that. I don't know yet. I mean, there's still, so all of this content is going to be coming down the pipeline. Plus also, I think probably another season of Bad Batch. And whatever else they're going to be doing. So it just makes so Star Wars is going to start following the Marvel pathway for just putting out constant content, but it's going to be more either limited content or like part of an overarching series, like, kind of like their phases. And they're going to be using that as a way to like start really kind of building towards something, but also giving us small contained stories that are going to make people really, really, really happy. And that's going to keep people subscribing, and it's going to keep people paying for the monthly subscriptions and buying the merchandise. So, I mean, it's very, very, very good on their part to do something along those lines.
Oh yeah. I was a Star Wars fan when I saw it in the theater when I was 8 years old. But the drought between Jedi and the Force Awakens, I think that was still a mistake, but that's just me. But they're going to make up for it,
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. The drought. I mean, there's a lot of stuff there, and Lucas and whatever. So, it be what it be. But hey, man, I'm gonna let you go. So I keep going on here. But thanks for coming in, John. I appreciate it.
All right. Yeah. Have a good one.
All right. See you later. Have a good one. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. So real quick here to answer Adam's question, do I think No Way Home could get delayed to next year? No, because Mobius is going to tie into No Way Home, and that is coming out at the end of or Mobius is coming out right towards the end of January, like 5-6 weeks after No Way Home. And they're doing that on purpose because they want to tie in, they want to capitalize on the success of No Way Home while also leading into Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So there's a lot there. Did I say Morbius? Did I say Mobius? God damn it. I got Loki on the brain, baby. I got Loki on the brain. But all right, let's bring in Andrew Casali. What's going on, Andrew?
What up, Jarbo?
Not too much, man. So what's on your mind?
Well, I want to say that when I saw Eddie came in Double Space Jam, I'm also one of those people that liked it.
Oh, you like Space Jam?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, it's not. I don't know why people are saying it's terrible.
Pikachu here says hashtag don't trust Andrew.
Don't trust me. What did I do?
You liked Space Jam.
Okay, and
that's enough.
Hey, the first one we got blasted by critics.
It did, yeah, and then but fans showed up for it. The thing is though, but it had to quote a friend of mine right now, he says, "I'm shocked that Space Jam 2 is just a flashy, brainless marketing grab devoid of charm. The first film was a poignant meditation on the complex duality of a man and his mythos."
Mythos.
And again, when you look at the idea of what they did in the original Space Jam, it's true. It's talking about Michael Jordan, his legacy, the baseball thing, the basketball thing, and a lot, and everything else in between. It's not just a flashy IP sharing situation. There's a lot more.
I like the IP sharing. It was really cool seeing all that stuff.
But this been handled better, like with fucking Ready Player One handled it better.
So what?
So I'm just saying it's like but did you like the story? Did you like the story?
Yes, I did. It wasn't just for the IP stuff. I did like the story.
That's weird, man. I thought the story was, I don't know.
Well, apparently you have bad taste. I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean that's debatable and sometimes probably pretty fucking accurate. So I mean, like I'm not gonna argue. I like a lot of bad things.
I did see the original one, Rainbow the Gamer, and I like that one too.
Oh, okay then. I mean, yeah, I'm glad you liked it. I just I had trouble.
I thought it was cool exploring all the Warner Bros. Worlds like DC and the Matrix. I thought that was cool. It was a cool concept of all of them in one big multiverse. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been cool to spend like more than a minute or two in those worlds because they were pretty short.
Well, you have a point there, but still.
So,
Yeah. But anyway. So,
but okay. So yeah. So, aside from that, what's on your mind?
Well, that's one I'm thinking like, it's been a while since I've asked you this, but you remember that one time when I joined on and I asked you if you saw those Disney cartoons I was liking?
No, I'm sorry, I don't remember that.
Oh, that's okay. It was what was it again? Oh yeah, I told you that it was called Owl House and Amphibia.
Oh right, yeah. I've seen something on Twitter today about like hashtag Save Owl House or something, and
oh yeah, I know why. It's because they said that season 3 is gonna have like non-long episodes, and people don't want it to end so soon.
Yeah, something about a truncated season, and that it's probably been canceled or something.
I wouldn't say canceled.
Okay, I mean, like that's the thing though is look at like the Disney for some reason has been really kind of screwing around with these animated shows. They get only 2 seasons and then they're just like they're over,
and
which is unfortunate.
I mean, there were over the years, like even other studios have canceled good shows, like the Spectacular Spider-Man. It only lasted 2 seasons.
Well, yeah, but that was also when Disney bought Marvel too. That was another reason for that. It was just going into like different ownership rights. So something like that was probably going to end up being killed just because there's really, if it's not something that you can, it was popular, but maybe not popular enough.
Yeah. Well, wait, what was not popular enough?
The Spectacular Spider-Man.
Oh, no. That has a cult following.
Cool, cult following now, but a cult following generally indicates something that's been popular after the fact.
Well, I remember, I think it was, I don't know if I knew back then, but I remember it being pretty popular.
I remember kind of hearing about it, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, what else? Oh, and I was gonna say that the title video. I remember when we were talking about it with Eddie. I was with you. I was with you every step of the way when we were talking about it on Eddie's stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm a DC fan, not just for Snyder, and I feel like with I would want to see like new and fresh takes on the character. That's why I'm giving like the Batman and even the Suicide Squad a chance.
Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, I get you, man. I get you. I like to see. I'm hoping that these things they turn out well.
Yeah.
I think the Batman is going to do well. I think the Suicide Squad is going to do well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I'm not sure about the Flash yet, but I mean, seeing the OG Batman back, Michael Keaton, might give me a little bit of a chance to see it.
I think for a lot of people that are, yeah, I mean, depending on what they're able to do with it, I don't know, I don't know how extensive the filming is. Never mind, it had that the Flash started filming before Black Adam began, and and it's still going as far as I know. Whereas the the was it Black Adam just wrapped up production yesterday,
right? And I also saw, I don't know if this was true or not, so like a photo of Ben Affleck getting on a plane. I think he's getting ready to shoot the Flash.
Yeah, I've seen some people saying because he was getting on a private plane somewhere and he was going somewhere. But here's the thing with that is just today there were photos that came out of him and Jennifer Lopez touring like a $62 million mansion.
Wow.
So, and I don't know if those photos were taken today or whatever, but those photos came out today. So, okay. I mean, who knows at this point? At some point, his ass is going to be going over there. It's possible that they leaked those photos out in order to make people think he wasn't going over to Leaves in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this will happen or not, but if we see like both Affleck and Keaton together in their costumes, that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, it's I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it. But hey, man, I'm gonna let you go.
Right,
I got a couple more people to get to, and I appreciate you coming on. Thank you very much. I'll see you, man. Have a good one, buddy. Thank you. All right, let me take a quick look here at the chat. Black Adam wrapped. Yes, Music Man, Black Adam wrapped. It did wrap, and then also it was funny because I saw people getting really upset that it wrapped after only 3 months of filming, whereas a lot of these movies have about 6 months of filming, so I have no idea. And also, apparently, Ben Affleck is going to clap them J-Lo cheeks. Sure, 100%. 100%. How long was Affleck even shooting for? We don't know how long he was shooting for. It's just been a couple days. Unless his entire approach or his entire cameo in The Flash is something that's going to be so absolutely like just nothing. But all right, let's bring in Mad 1306, man. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing, man?
Yeah, I was just calling about just what it should degrees, but I was talking about how Marvel and DC always have their movies competing against each other. I don't know if they do it on purpose, but I know when Kevin Feige found out about BVS, he shot up Civil War, but now next year is going to be Flash versus Doctor Strange 2. They got like the same concept basically.
Yeah, I mean, like I know that there's the accusations that that Marvel likes to screw with DC, and here's the thing: I don't disbelieve them. I think that they have found ways to kind of screw with them, because you know what, like why not? I guess, especially when it became BVS and Civil War were going to have the same release date, and then BVS blinked and pushed up their release date by 6 weeks or 5 weeks or whatever. So I get all that. One of the interesting things though is like, DC doesn't need to blink in the eyes of Marvel, but Marvel is going to beat them to the punch, and they've been doing it in better ways. So, I mean, this is what happens when you don't have a solid leader versus someone who is actively working on things.
Yeah, you're right. And I mean, it sucks because I feel like with the situation with Henry Cavill with him as Superman, I feel like he's pretty much done as Superman because what is it? In 2 years, it's gonna be it's been 10 years since Man of Steel been released. Henry Cavill gets up there in age. So It's not, and plus of all, he's signing up to all these different franchises. You know, he's doing that. What is it, Mark? Not Matthew Vaughn's spy thing. Then he got the Witcher and these constant franchises he's doing. I don't think he's Superman no more.
Well, no, he's busy. You know, yeah, you're right. He's got Witcher. He's got Argyle. He just got cast in a movie called The Rosie Project. He signed on to do Enola Holmes 2 for Netflix, and he seems to be happy working at Netflix. And now that Zack Snyder is working at Netflix, I really wouldn't be surprised if Henry Cavill pops up in Rebel Moon. I wouldn't be surprised at all if that happens. So all things considered, what I think is going on is, I think at this point, like, look, maybe what they're waiting for is a success of Black Adam. If Black Adam can do well, then Danny Garcia and The Rock will have negotiation power with Warner Brothers, because they might be a powerhouse at that point in time. Like, look, we made all this money. They were producers on Black Adam. They had full creative control. So if it does well, then they might be able to bring in Henry Cavill Superman, but that's still not going to be for like a while. You know, that's not going to be for a while to make sure that we get that. And yeah, you're right. Henry Cavill is getting kind of up there. Well, I don't want to, he's younger than me, you know, like I think he's like 35 or something, and I'm 39, you know, and you know, like he's still like in the best condition of his life. So he might want to go back, but at the same time, yeah, as enough time passes, these actors, they just want to act. And they don't want to wait around for studios, and they're going to go do other things.
Especially when they threw that Superman, when they try to do that other Superman movie, the Black Superman, basically.
Yeah, that's going to be very fascinating to see if that plays out.
Yeah, because that's going to be another situation. I was rooting for, because I like Marvel and I like DC, and I'm rooting for DC to step their game up. But it's like, as time progresses, it's like they just don't give a shit. And I feel like with this universe, I don't think they're even making a universe at this point. I think they're just doing movies just to be making movies and to see which ones fit, you know, at this point, because, you know, the Batman has no affiliation to the DCU. Then you got the Flash movie, and then, you know, they try to separate as far as they can with the Zack Snyder situation. And, you know, and no word of a Justice League. Like, they don't even want to do a reboot Justice League or Justice League 2. They ain't even mentioning that. And I understand why, because they spent so much money trying to do the first one. And they didn't even get the same, you know, profit back like Marvel did, and they spent less. You know? Yeah. They made $1.5 billion off the Avengers on their first try, and it's crazy to me because Justice League is more popular and more well known than the Avengers League. You know, it's like everybody knows Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
you know, and it's crazy that.
But
DC can fuck them up.
At the same time, 2008, you had Iron Man, Incredible Hulk. Nothing in 2009. 2010 was Iron Man 2, which set up the Avengers. 2011 was Captain America and Thor, and then 2012 was the Avengers. So you had 5 movies, you know, you had 5 movies before getting to the end of the first phase that were building up to something. With you get Man of Steel, then you get BVS, and then you get Suicide Squad, which isn't even connected really outside of the Batman cameo. And then it's Wonder Woman, and then it's Justice League, and there was already all that commotion that had happened. So they blinked, and then they lost control, and they just lost their momentum, and now I don't know what they're trying to do. I really feel like they're probably going to end up, you know, rebooting a lot of it down the road. But hey, man, I'm gonna let you go, get to the last guy of the night, and I appreciate you coming on, man.
Oh, man, thanks.
Thank you very much, Matt. Have yourself a great night, buddy. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much, Matt. 1306. Real quick here. Benson, £5 says, I did say this earlier in the week. The Snyder fans need to let this go. And Enosh, as one of the main drivers, needs to lead and shut this down. I get what you're saying. I think Enosh is more aware of it now than not, you know, like I'm we'll have to wait and see what he does. I'm hoping. I think the attacks that's been going on and the people that are doing it is eye opening as all hell, and then the people who are silent are also eye opening as all hell. But you can't force anyone to do anything they don't want to do, and they're all going to have their reasons and their motivations. So the key is to just ask the questions and see what they say, and then go from there. But I appreciate your super chat. Thank you very much. Okay, so TW here says, do you think the DCEU will ramp back up into another crossover movie? If so, when? That would be probably Black Adam would probably be something on that front because of Shazam as well as Man of Steel. It does feel like those characters are very much connected. The Suicide Squad is probably just going to stay its own little connected universe for a while. However, that could change because according to a report I saw tonight, apparently originally James Gunn was not going to put Harley Quinn into Suicide Squad, but Warner Brothers directly asked him to do that. And that was probably because they realized that she is a hot property and they wanted to capitalize on that. And maybe they also realized that, Birds of Prey was a steaming pile of garbage. Well, I think that might be a bit harsh. It's not a steaming pile of garbage. It's also just not the best movie in the world. So there's that. Oh, 75 here. What are you biting your tongue on? What are you biting your tongue on? Let's see here. Rio Logan Massacre says Sylvester Stallone playing King Shark convinced me to get tickets for it. Yeah, that's pretty great, man. That's pretty great. I think people are so mad about that too. They're so mad about King Shark being like that. Anyway, we're gonna get to Edgar here. How's it going, Edgar?
Well, not much, brother. I've been meaning to talk to you for a bit. I just watched Loki this week and had a few questions. Couldn't make into the call because you were beyond talk to because you were getting so many people talk to. And I'm just like, I'll talk to you some other time. But now I got that point to where I get a chance to talk to you.
All right.
I'm going to make this quick for you so you can end this. But do you feel that Sophie lied to Loki? And
about what?
About the moment where they kiss and she said back, I'm not you, but I'm not you. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like she did lie to him because I'm like, you're telling me out of all this journey, you pretty much not falling for this guy? But that's just me. I just wanted to ask you that question. That's all.
No, I think I know they've been trying to say that Sylvie is a Loki. I know that's what they've been. I know that's what he who survives or whatever his name is, or he who's left, or whatever. I know that's what he was saying as well, but I do think that's a trick out. I do think that she's not actually a Loki. I think that she's just an enchantress who was led to believe, or it's possible she's a mind wiped variant.
She could. I mean, like, there is a possibility that you could make a argument of, oh yeah, she was in the whole timeline in the MCU, and that's why we never saw her. Because I'm a big Thor fan, and I've been dying to see the Enchantress because she's a big Thor villain, and I could buy that theory. But I mean, like, I always kind of had that theory of maybe if they introduced the Enchantress, we could have that whole love story between Loki and Enchantress because they always work together.
Yeah. I kind of like the idea of like them, like I kind of like the idea of them not being able to like be together unless they're at the end of time. Like,
but they have so much chemistry.
Well, no, they do. But what I mean by that is that like, okay, so think of it like this, right? So in episode 2, Sylvie sets off all of those Nexus events that force the TVA to kind of like delude their forces or spread their forces thin to shut it all down. And then the next episode, they basically had already kind of wrapped it all up, but they never talked about it. We had to just kind of pay attention. And so then, but we find out that they're hiding out in apocalypses because apocalypses don't have Nexus events. And so on Lamentis, there's an apocalypse that's happening. But then when they hold hands, right, and that's when you start seeing almost a straight line from the sacred timeline to the Nexus event line. And that's how they're able to determine them. And that's one of those things where it's like, okay, what about this? Is it two Lokis touching each other that is causing this Nexus event? Like, but they're also in an apocalypse where Nexus events don't exist because nothing you can do will change the outcome of what's going to happen. Right. So it's like there's very much a very interesting plot point that was overlooked. I don't really know if I want to call it a plot hole or even maybe a plot device, but it's a point.
To be fair, I think that's just leftover until we later on talk about that in future movies and TV shows.
Yeah.
But I mean, just kind of wrapping this up, I think they belong together, but I mean, we'll have to wait and see. My last question, just quick thoughts on this. Do you ever feel like Zack could do the same story, what he was originally going to do for the DC universe, into the Twilight of the Gods?
You know what? I to be fair, yeah, that's actually a pretty decent. That's a pretty decent point because we do know that Rebel Moon is an adaptation of the pitch he had for Star Wars. We also know that Army of the Dead went through a rewrite and was reformed, or it was updated, adapted, whatever, from 2009 until 2019. And so like maybe he's going back and he's revisiting old ideas, and from there he's just going to be adapting them into something new. So that could be a thing. That could actually be an interesting,
I think that's a good direction because personally for me, I don't think he's ever going to come back. I think they're going to do the safe bet is just go back to what people always thought they were. Like, in my opinion, cave into the haters of what people say. All they're good at is self-contained trilogies. They cannot do a shared universe like Marvel. And it's a shame to me, but
well, I think they could do it, but they need to like pull their head out their ass and like lock it down. But I think they're just so afraid of their own shadow.
That I could agree with that. I mean, I could agree with that whole statement.
Which is why for me the Batman is kind of what I'm in for.
Well, for me, I mean that movie is same thing. I agree with you, but I'm just only into the Shazam sequels and Black Adam, and after that, I'm tapping out. I mean, it's just I don't think they're really capable of understanding what they have, and it almost makes me feel like how I feel with before 20th Century Fox got bought by Disney. I didn't trust them on whatever they were doing with Alien. They really just killed themselves multiple times to a point where you've broken the supporter trust. And I feel like Warner Brothers is in the same hole. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll see you later, brother. And it was good chatting with you for a bit. Just love to see you, talking to you again. And yeah, later.
All right, thanks a lot, Edgar. Thanks for coming in, man. Thank you. All right, let's take a quick look here. Mike Oxlong says Snyder fans are just sad that their DC movies aren't edgy and boring anymore. That's not true. That's not true at all. Okay, TW asks, I feel like the Snyder Cut / Snyderverse movement will full on die if it forgets what its IMO, the other important the other important component, the charitable aspect, especially with AFSP. Well, I mean, like here, I'll give you a hot take. While AFSP is definitely something that has benefited off of this one, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't. They got what they wanted with it. Like it doesn't. Hiding behind charity or using charity as a shield is a gigantic pet peeve of mine. I think the AFSP stuff is very important. I don't want to take away from any of that, but I've also said the way that these whole things play out, very much ends up, it boils down to wanting more content, and they'll use the whole AFSP thing as a way to get it, or at least they believe they'll get it through that. And that's not generally the case. That's just my take on it. I know that might make me an asshole, but that is how I look at it. Hold on. Rainbow the Gamer here is asking, who wins? Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. We all lose, Rainbow. That's how this whole thing goes. 75 YPA here says, I like Zack Snyder movies, but they're like German chocolate cake. I can only have so much. There we go. All right. Okay. Let's Simp for Wanda wanted to do some impersonations. He asked me about that. So, all right. You said you had 3 distinct impersonations you wanted to do.
Yes. I got Donald Trump, Michael Jackson, and Arnold. But okay. I want to ask you, what do you want me to say in which impressions? Because I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm gonna.
I want all 3.
But what do you want me to say for each one?
Oh, hell if I know. Just don't say anything too racist. Or any racist. You sicko. No. I like
it's gonna be hard.
All right. So Michael Jackson. I just want you to say
don't James Gunn
James Gunn did nothing wrong.
James Gunn did nothing wrong.
All right. I haven't heard Michael Jackson talk in a long time, so I'm gonna take your word for that one. For Arnold Schwarzenegger, just say get to the chopper. That's when I get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. Put the cookie down.
All right. That's all right. And then for Trump, just say subscribe to $3 Theater.
Please go subscribe to $3 Theater, and Mexico will pay for it all. Thank you. I had to add it in.
I can't do a Trump, man. Like I can't I like a good Trump impersonation because of the way that he talks. But I can't do a Trump.
Get those lights up. All
right. There you go, man. All right, you feel like you're embarrassed now.
And you're not that very good though, too.
I'm just bringing you up full screen so everyone can see your face. There you go. Look at you.
Why you gotta do me like this?
Because you wanted to come back and do it.
I thought it was gonna be good, but no.
I will say, what's funny is I've been thinking lately about wanting to try stand-up comedy. I've never done it. But I thought about going to an open mic night, and writing some jokes.
Did you see the latest comment that someone put up?
Oh, I won't pay for $3. I don't know what you're paying for.
It's because I said, and Mexico will pay for it all.
Oh, right. Yeah. I got it. I'm a little tired. But, okay, yeah. Mexico clearly isn't going to pay for the wall.
As a half Mexican, I can't agree with that.
Are DC/Marvel turning the frogs gay? I don't know. Alex Jones would say, yeah.
Will Thor Frog be gay?
Chris Hemsworth voiced Throg, right?
Wait, what?
Yeah, when you're watching the episode and you hear Throg go help me, whatever it was that he said, that was Chris Hemsworth who voiced it.
What?
Yeah. And and then when the timekeeper spoke, that was actually Jonathan Major's voice. They put a lot of work into Loki season 1, man. They put a lot of work into that show. That show was great.
I loved it.
Let's see here. Hold on. Benji here says, just finished Space Jam New Legacy, and I'm not going to lie, it wasn't too bad.
How can you get enjoyment out of it? Even from the videos I've seen of it, it's still not good.
No, I was angry. I was angered by the movie. I'll fully admit that. But that's just how I feel about it. But not everyone's going to be me, man. Not everyone's going to be me. Maybe I need to sit down and actually watch it again. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to do that at all.
Wait, am I getting hate thrown at me by Mike?
Hold on here. He's talking about the Hulk character.
Oh, the Hulk.
Yeah, I think it's talking about the Hulk. Although Carlos is asking, Carlos has got a picture of me with a pig hat on.
Where are these coming from?
And Mike has got a picture of me with a unicorn towel on. Well, for one, I posted both of these on Twitter. So that's for me because that's like my daughter's towel. When I was giving them a bath and like I just put it on and snapped a photo.
How did you not know that
I
this
don't
was
care.
gonna be
I don't
used against?
care. I don't care. And then this one here is me with I was at Walmart.
Beastar watch party.
Yeah.
Will you actually do it?
I will watch it. I want to wrap this stream up here in a minute or two because I do want to get to bed. I might lay down and watch an episode.
I want to want you to do a watch party of Batman and Robin.
Why, man? Like, I mean, look, I'll just say it. I never hated the movie. I didn't love it. I never hated it. I never had an issue. Like, yeah, I had issues, but like, I never sat there and was like, oh, damn you all to hell. I didn't do none of that shit. Yeah, I just, it's just not one I go back and rewatch, but I never sat there and was like, yeah, this thing is garbage. It killed my childhood.
Big Chungus was in Space Jam too?
Yeah, Big Chungus was in Space Jam too, yeah. Yeah, Mike here says the best part of Space Jam was Big Chungus. Yeah, I know. That's why do you think why do you think on that one, man, I made
I thought you got that off the internet just to screw around, but no.
No, this is an actual screenshot.
What the
from the movie?
What?
They did a Big Chungus joke for like half a second. Yeah.
What was the point of it?
It's just a half-second joke, man. There's even a Pixar reference in the movie.
How old is the Big Chungus meme? Because it seems like it's 5 years old by now.
It's pretty old. Wait, someone here says, let's see here. The best part was seeing Ray Liotta from Goodfellas. What part was Ray Liotta from Goodfellas in? I must have missed that cameo.
God, I might actually need to watch
But it goes back to what I said, Benji. It goes back to what I said. That movie focused more on adult things versus children content. Because if you watch all the Goon Squad when the villains are on their side, it was all the villains. But then all the Hanna-Barbera and the animated stuff was all in the background. Like they even had the Animaniacs watching the game from the top of Marvin the Martian's spaceship. And that was
might
cool.
actually need to watch this after this stream.
No.
I'm gonna hate myself for watching it, but I have to. It just seems so fake.
It is fake. Saggy's all nerds. Really? Really, Saggy? Do you want to go down that path? Do we need to talk about last weekend? Because we can talk about last
Oh yeah, I'm scarred from when you guys said search up saggy melons. I'm not.
You don't even do that. Ain't shit. All right, like all this. You want to see? Do you want to see some search terms that were gonna scar you?
No.
But Benji here's like he's like you're right. It was definitely a commercial for HBO Max. I told you, man. I told you.
HBO
Space
Max
Jam: A New Legacy
not...
is simply just a commercial for Jellystone premiering on HBO Max July 29th.
I'm surprised they didn't add HBO Max to the title. HBO Max Space Jam.
Legacy. Yeah, it's all on all the that's all it's on there. I'll tell you this, I was reading the Twitter feed last night before going to bed about what people were saying about Space Jam. And Twitter seemed to like it. No, Twitter seemed to like it, but that was there was also a lot of first reactions. It was really like the reviews for it were coming out and they were like just eviscerating it. Like Vox called it an apocalyptic horror. I mean, like I've called like I call it an unmitigated dumpster fire. So it's pretty funny on that one. But it's just a terrible thing. Now Matt here says, I like saggy Raven cosplay. There you go. You've got saggy. You got a bunch of simps in the stream, girl. There you go. That's how it works. You hang out at Hollywood After Dark. Get yourself some simps. But on that note, dude, I'm gonna let you go because I'm gonna wrap this thing up. But
thank you for having me on again.
Yeah, I appreciate you with your impersonations and keep reaching for those stars.
All right.
I'll see you later, man. Have a good one. Thank
All
you.
right, see you.
All right. So, I'm gonna say goodnight, everybody, because I do want to get to bed. I appreciate everyone who called in. I appreciate the fun conversations, and thank you guys very much for the consistent support. You guys are goats, and I love each and every one of you. I will be on tomorrow night, probably a little bit later, just because I'll be out doing my deliveries. Saturday nights are always a little bit late for me unless I can hit a good run before. And then, maybe we'll check out like a fan film or something tomorrow night. We'll all watch one of those like horror fan films or whatever, because that was requested of me last night, and could be a good time. But all right, everyone, have yourself a great evening. Thank you again. Go get some sleep, and peace out.